over here regardless, just because there's a lot of kiting that's available. Like,
first that will trigger the Buckish, and the Overload just fades away.
I think the Overload also doesn't get used until contact with this bottom lane is going to see Zeal just walking up to a Morphling. 23 Savage.
That is going to give the Brewmaster the space that he needs, or rather the lane that he wants.
Oh, top lane. Jabs actually ends up getting stunned up by the neutral creeps because he walks up into the two creeps. Because of that, Jackie can finish him off and now looks for more. Q's juking him around the corner. Jackie does miss out on quite a bit.
Two lanes that are won. Mid lane is never going to be won, but Emo, he's farming up in the jungle. There is a Radiant Observer Ward, and Q might just be able to get him down.
This is massive. The Blood Grenade takes him out right. The Keeper of the Light, otherwise that could have been a big kill. Emo is still farming away on the jungle, just taking a slightly more defensive angle. They will settle for the Dream Coil usage because, hey, why not? Q up to the crazy. And that's what they want to stop from happening. Good catch out of the Templar Assassin. She knows that she will be able to absorb a lot of damage with the Refraction, but the Refraction wears off, so the Vendetta hit will come through. Jabs finishes off Jackie like it's no problem whatsoever, and really it wasn't.
That's the kind of kill you want to go for. Response is coming in though, but there is no Primal Split.
Jab silenced up. He will not be able to get his Supernova off at this rate. But with the Zeal coming in, Supernova will be used here as well. Jab's ultimate will get decent damage out onto Emo, but that's where the Morphling's coming in to try and finish them off. Zeal will fall. Q backs off to safety, and the Phoenix, despite having respawned, is silenced once again. Norman gets one kill as he will be fading away, but Mac moves forward. No Dream Coil, no chance.
Favor. King,
Chakra Magic has been used to allow Emo to re-engage back in. That wasn't expected. Mac thought Storm would have backed off.
For trouble. And the fight was in favor of Nemesis before Mac went down, but that changes everything.
Emo is in some trouble over here, should be going down, and that's a great timing right before he was able to pick up the Orchid Malevolence. So yeah, free buys the Orchid. They waste 4.5-5 minutes of that Orchid, and that's pretty much all the time you're going to get. Now Dream Coil out onto the Templar Assassin. She doesn't want to be gone on either. Even if he has the Aegis, will not be able to do any damage with this one. Turnaround time for Jackie, but the backlines is where Jabs has already found Jokum. Aegis was just a distraction. They weren't actually trying to get it. It's a big Melt Strike that's been countered back. Jackie is losing his teammates while he goes up after everyone else. It's Q's still alive because of that Yule Scepter. Zeal can't even chase him down. Finally gets the kill. Jackie wants to survive with his Aegis, but remember, you could lose the Storm Spirit over here as well. He's silenced up, stunned up. Emo dodges the waveform damage, and 23 Savage, Manta style up, quickly taking care of that Refraction, pushing it away. Jabs, reinitiation maybe being thought about from Emo, but there's not going to be that Chakra mana to Chakra Magic to bring up his mana, and
yeah, they're still holding on.
Why they're behind.
Towards that tier 1 tower.
Feels like a alive, not this time. He doesn't have a chance here. Primal Morphling also always has a Hydro Breath. That's when he wants to fight. Zap in, and the Orchid will not matter. Once again, the Storm Spirit is wondering why he even got that one. Jabs will be able to Burrow Strike away from Jackie, so the BKB will be used to mostly just take down a Sand King. If Jean-Noel is going to be your second kill, that's not bad at all. But can you follow up for more? Max already disengaged, so no. That first BKB is going to give them 3 kills. Again, very solid outcome. Pretty much all you could have hoped for.
If they get a tier, they know what's up because they know no one came to defend that bot lane. And they had the high ground right now.
Jokum is taking first charge over here. Matt can just go in if he wants to. Zeal tries to initiate, will not be silenced up by the bot. The back lines is a Dream Coil on the tree. Templar Assassin and Storm Spirit do not have follow-up. It's a good position for the Supernova, and Jabs' BKB will not help them versus the Desolator. Nemesis have realized they've just lost out the team fight immediately, and 23 Savage is in his attempts to get away. Should it be able to do so with the waveform coming off of cooldown? Monta's still ready, but he's just been disabled up consistently. Q is late on the Blinking Impale, so he's not actually able to do enough over here. It's going to be 4 down and out. Buck will be relegated to just trying to push forward, and
Sun's waveform into whoever Mac has held down with his Dream Call. Those are your targets.
He could be up from Jabs as he will allow Zeal to be taken down in the back line. Now, Zeal did have his primal split, so you get a complete successful disable of 23 Savages pushing forward. The puck also wants to go back in. Is there going to be a blink in? Remember that Dream Coil is now going to be used. It was off of cooldown, so you're going to be able to pick up 2 more supports. 23 Savage. Double kill for him, and Matt picks up kill number 3. So
I feel like you don't have the luxury of getting hit by the mana burn twice. It's that kind of a scenario. Or the Mind Flare twice.
Zip zap in from the Storm Spirit as he might have actually found the puck this time without the Yule Scepter, unable to get away. Jabs is trying to chase Boss, but with the Nyx Assassin as far as he is, this is still going to be an impossible kill. No, maybe if he blinks up, Emo realizes that he would have been giving up vision. Now they've got vision nonetheless. 0 mana on this Nyx Assassin. 2-man Barrow Strike in as well. Zeal pulls out the primal split. The Rainbow Teleportation back is coming through. BKB doesn't matter. You've got too much damage on Jackie. And now 23 Savage is caught alone. Tries to steal the refraction. It will not matter. Taking the full head-to-head isn't possible. It's a 1-on-3. He doesn't have teammates coming by. Q blinks back in with a quick little interrupt as he can with a Spike Carapace, but it's not going to interrupt the damage coming out from Jackie. Jackie picks up a double kill. That is a step too far.
Make it a triple.
That could just be the end of the game off the back of this one team fight.
For Nemesis, it's a round number 2 for a Smoke of Deceit, but again, it's the triangle.
Link in, they've got a good catch onto the Phoenix. There will be no Supernova for this fight. They need to take care of the Will of the Wisp Goon. But Emo now zaps forward. He's got a Vortex only out on the 1. Remember, 23 Savage still has that BKB up and ready to go. So Emo has to be very careful, taking too much damage. Sight of Ice will not matter. Supernova is actually there with the help of the buyback. The Phoenix will get it fully popped off. Refraction will not save 23 Savage right now. The puck is not nearby either. She's backed off. It is going to be a sacrifice to their position 1 and 3. And in the back line, Zeal is the one controlling them all away. John turns around, quick demonic purge, but he zap back in from Emo, and they will not even need that Roshan. It is straight up to the high ground. Barracks.
Q, he is going to get spotted out. Head stop and 1 hit by Jackie.
Jabs needs to land the Barrow Strike of his life. Zeal goes forward. Aeon Disc is up, but oh my god, look at that pull! They've caught out 2. Buyback from the Morphling. Mac will have to commit to it as well. Sand King's already used his buyback, and as they start to come back in, it is going to be recognition. They don't have BKBs, so the buybacks, they don't even feel like they matter. You cannot contest Mega Creeps.
You can't contest against that Aghanim from the Storm either.
Last hits in the end. He's being stunned up. He's being slowed down. Every attempt that he can make is going to be useless. GG is finally called, and the throne will fall. It is GLYPH.
His synergy issues towards that mid game. Mac not really. Mac finding a. You can get a kill or 2, and then you can time follow up. So in the Batrider before you can do what you want. I suppose he was looking to split the creep wave, but he needs to be really careful. He's just dead.
He gets his kill over here, 100%. You can't get away. He even ends up using the Fairy Fire, so that's enough.
Should have an easier time getting the last hits. Mid lane Q once again.
Be careful. Emo's taking a lot of damage himself as well. He will be able to pick up 1, but as he backs off, it's his...
I'm bad
but
at
it's
math.
Okay.
You know,
You're a doctor. You're not a mathematician.
Math, I'm bad at symbols. Some people say I can't read.
Bad
but
at physics. Right now, Jabs is bad at timber chaining away as well. He's going to be forced to TP out, and that's going to be interrupted. Jokum from downtown comes back in. He can get there in time. So Norman wants to put himself in a position where he can fight for this. Emo will make his way through. An Astral Step can be committed. Norman doesn't make it there in time. Nice micro on the Wild Wing Ripper to make sure that the Tornado can force him back. And suddenly, Emo's wasted a lot of time here. Jackie even gets brought down. That's a great flame break. Jackie should be falling over here, but no. Aether Remnant keeps him alive for a little while longer. The Rolling Thunder now being used. Mac will be able to interrupt the Gyrocopter, not just the Gyrocopter, also the Hoodwink. So this could be more coming their way.
That flame break coming in from Q, bringing the Gyrocopter to that low ground.
23
Immaculate
Savage hasn't got that
Nemesis.
Chronosphere yet. He should be going down over here, especially with the help of a quick taking down the Brewmaster before his ultimate. Meanwhile, speaking of destined to be lost, this Ancient stack could be added to that mix over here as well. Mac tries to pursue up. He does have the Rolling Thunder still right now, but it's going to be disabled. Great pushback. Mac go Rolling Thunder forward. There's going to be a lasso onto the Gyrocopter as well. Jackie accepts his fate of death. There's not going to be anyone coming nearby. This greed is punished massively. 23 Savage running out of mana, but he'll still catch the Venomancer right at the edge of his Chronosphere. Armin will not be taken down by 23 Savage, but V is nerfing it for sure.
Yeah, I feel like might as well just remove it, right? Why is it there? Like, why is it a thing?
It needs to be more expensive maybe, but it's going to be a very expensive death out on the top lane. 23 Savage is a quick kill, going to be enabled by the help of the Sharpshooter. And on the meanwhile, this Brewmaster has been caught out in middle. He's going to be brought down in trade. Now, that's not the worst exchange in defensively. Nemesis, mitigating losses, will still be happy with it. Wow! Push back out again.
No.
You cannot die twice. You cannot die twice. 23 Savage, buddy. You just saw them on the top side of the map.
That is a blunder that is going to cost Nemesis quite a bit. Sure, you take out Norman, it doesn't even matter. Norman, you have the Aghanim Scepter up for Mac, which means this Hoodwink and this Venomancer are free kills for this Mandolier.
Roshan picked up and a blink forward will be taking apart the Hoodwink as well. Rolling Thunder aims for the Gyrocopter, will settle for a Chronosphere, and although the Brandle Split comes back in, you wonder how they're going to counter-initiate. John Well is the only viable target for them to go on, and 23 Savage can just back off without his Chronosphere ready. Mac was tossed up into the air, but 23 Savage now comes back in. He's got the attack speed necessary to fight up versus Jackie. He's taking a whole lot of damage for this, and Emo comes in as well. This is still problematic because the split is still going on. The 23 Savage will lose his Aegis, but that's a sacrifice he's willing to make. Now they're going to be going up after the Brewmaster. Blink forward from Q, Flame Break backwards, and a teleport from the Brewmaster will not be successful. 23 Savage gets that last minute in behind that death of the Hoodwink, but we're also getting to see that lack of damage, right? A Hoodwink is such a valuable target to go on, but speaking of valuable targets, they need to be able to find this one as well. The silence coming through. Emo, Zagat, and Scepter put to good use, but he will be caught and brought back. It is going to be a dead Void Spirit. Dissimulate gives him a little bit longer to live, and that is a very ambitious teleport out. Glyph can turn around and win a team fight. They don't have the damage to burst down someone's crew. And, well, speaking of damage, that is fantastic damage. Mac is able to come in from the sidelines as well. We were worried about the ability of these melee heroes to try and get involved in the Chronosphere, but 23 Savage has given us some really good edge off the wall.
The fact that they want to fight, but this Gyrocopter, he is in big trouble.
Ducky needs to be he doesn't get it off in time. That means he won't be able to get anything out of it. I'm surprised he even tries to use the BKB. That is
Going for a desperate wraparound. But John Elson
and it might work. I mean, Jean-El should be going down over here. Q will have his lasso dodged out. Zeal goes back in. Without the lasso used, his sword going to come back down to the Rolling Thunder. BKB up from Nemo as he is going to be fighting back to Cyclone. The Timber Saw. He didn't get his BKB up in time. Jabs disengages. There still hasn't been a BKB usage from the Gyrocopter over here. Jabs is going after Norman though, and with the Venomancer down, you're immediately in a 5 versus 4 advantage. BKB and Sedanix still ready for Jackie. He wants to be fighting in. Jabs finally commits to his own magic immunity, and he will be going out for the full fight through. Jackie is going to have to use his own BKB as well as the Aghanim Scepter from Jabs comes into play. Rather not the Aghanims, it is the Flamethrower. No, it is going to be guaranteed death inside this Chronosphere. Jackie just can't get anything done. The ultimate anti-carry, the Faceless Void.
Again, there's no buyback on the Gyro, no buyback on Emo.
Quick engagement to try starting things off well. Remember that Aegis is still there. In goes 23 Savage. BKB at the ready. Might be allowing himself to lose the Aegis before the Chronosphere comes down. Final Split is there. Can they toss him up in the air? But the backlines are being attacked. Joker forced away. Venomancer is not going to be surviving this one. Not if he's focused down. They decide not to. It's going to be the toss up onto the Faces Void, goes back in. It's a perfect time to use the Chronosphere. BKB Satanic from the Gyrocopter are going to be useless. Jackie has all of his items negated. Nothing he can do over here. No buyback available. And without the Aegis, Glyph was never going to have a chance against his successful in doing so. But where they clear one, there's another creep wave right where that came from. Ganson bring back. It's going to be a lasso on the 2. A Chronosphere to follow up. It's going to be goodbye. Jackie simply cannot do anything in this situation. No buybacks available for anyone except for the Venomancer, who has already used it. Faces Void will be coming back into play. Max finally gets to inaugurate his own scoreboard, and as Emo's caught out, his BKB will only assist him in backing off. They cannot get the kills. They cannot take anyone down. Every single core on the Nemesis side is invulnerable. GG is called.
Where they had a complete disarray in terms of synergy. This game was a complete 180. This game was... Now the question is, what carry will... GLYPH taking out Q, being able to send the marks back. Sure, he'll TP back, but at the end of the day, that's what the guys want. Emo
should be falling overhead. TP from Norman is only going to be looking for vengeance, and in fact, it's Jokum to help secure it. Mac gets taken down.
denied by Jokum.
Fair bit of damage dodged out, but it also means that Emo doesn't have anything to do with this Rolling Thunder coming over his way. Emo doesn't have a level 6 yet, and if they can get him down twice, that would be big. Emo, however, is proving to be tanky, not tanky enough. Emo will fall, Rubik is a trade, and that's a trade Mac will make 3 times more if he gets the chance to do so.
In fact, it's not over. Jokum
still leading the net worth chart as he's been able to get pretty much all of his last hits. Jokum wants to be able to re-engage back in. Max out of mana, and he will be licked back as well. Frog Stomp as well as the Bushwhack right at the edge. What a catch from Jokum.
Bigger one if Nemesis continue spiraling, or rather accelerating their lead.
Oh, the spear will catch them even if he was ice spots to
later, I would say. But reasonably timed.
It is Zeal, bot side. He's the one who's always going to be more of a problem. But do they have a stun? They don't need a stun. A very difficult kill to get, but as they circle around, they'll also settle for supports. And in fact, they spot out a Courier. 23 Savage early raid wants to go through the open room. Jokum is going to be caught out. Mac dealing chaos in the back lines. The Lick is going to be interrupted by the telekinesis. Emo will fall. All in the meanwhile, 23 Savage infests inside Jabs. Jabs wants to make his way over, and the arena does not work. It doesn't catch out. 23 Savage doesn't win this one-on-one.
Jab found a solo kill.
Oh, good searing chains over here as well. Q's going to be trying to back off over here. Do they have any support? John Well doesn't feel like he offers very much, and 23 Savage is already low from that earlier exchange. Zeal is still 1.5 items away from his Item Scepter. And well, he's caught out right now. There's further distance about to be created. If they can take Zeal down quickly, that would be huge, but they're struggling to do so. Mac now finally getting that Rolling Thunder off. The Slago's still alive. He is pushed up to the high ground. That ends up helping Zeal. It doesn't harm him. He continues to heal away, and now Mac has to re-engage in with the Infest Bomb. They will finally get the kill, even if it's a neutral creep, but he gets 2. Mac also going down to the neutrals. That's even Steven on either side, but the problem is 23 Savage has fallen, and Jackie's the one to get that kill. Why stop at 1? Jackie echoes through again with Glimmer up for Emo to initiate with the chains. Even an Enchantress eats into bad kill over here at all, as long as Emo's involved in it, but That is a 4-star backwards. 23 Savage thinks he can fight. Raptor's Veil is still there. Jackie re-engages down below. They've already lost their Jakir, but it's a 1-for-1. And Jackie still is the big bad wolf. BKB back up as well, so he can avoid all the damage of the Rolling Thunder. He's in fact chasing after the Max Ball, but it
Seems like it's not done.
how do you initiate onto Emo? The telekinesis is there, but surely he's going to be able to remnant away. No, even the leg coming in just to ensure 23 Savage now isolated. What a bushwhack right onto 2. They didn't even know John Well was there. Raptor dances enough, but Jackie is now low. Can he fight back? No Rolling Thunder was already used. No team ready for Nemesis. It is Jackie with a triple up to a monster kill. He is untouchable right now. Absolutely. And now the initiation once again. 23 Savage is able to start off strong, but the BKB from Jabs doesn't seem to matter at all. Jackie pushed away by the arena. Jabs uses it defensively, but defensively is not enough. Emo re-engages back in. Zeal comes over, licks back Emo, gives him the defense he needs. Emo just needed to keep them at bay and keep them in place. That's enough for Jackie to come in and pick up yet another one. Jabs has gone down. He will be joined by John Well.
It's around 4,000 HP at this point.
And there's also a push coming out towards the tier 4s in the meanwhile. Sacrifice has been wasted. You can no longer fight over here. Emo's the only one caught inside the arena. Jackie BKBs and goes forward. Jabs will be taken apart. Jackie is beyond God, like he's untouchable right now. And as 23 Savage tries to run away, he's realizing that maybe, just maybe, this game might be coming to an end. They do not have buyback on either one of their players. Jackie and company are bulldozing down this bottom lane.
Have the time or the luxury to infest inside of the enemy heroes.
Mac has used the Rolling Thunder. If Zeal is caught out of here, at the very least, it's a guaranteed kill onto the Largo. Ember Spirit thinks about coming back in to be used to try and come back in. Now look, Roshan is low. But with 10 seconds left, oh my god, Sean Well is walking into the pit. They're going to be able to catch out the Life Stealer. What a bait! 23 Savage can't do anything to keep himself alive. 75 seconds on the sidelines. By God. They had the Observer Ward. That's exactly what they were going for. Roshan was never their objective at all.
Might just
Lincoln's
be a
will be
goodbye.
popped onto Jackie. Lincoln's immediately removed. They do have themselves initiation. Remember, he doesn't have an Aegis. Is this going to be his first death? No. He's managed to get the Satanic off. Never mind. Sorry, he does have the Aegis. I'm lying to you through my teeth, and it's going to be... gets taken down for the first time, but with the Aegis, he doesn't have to have a death counter added in. Jabs chased up and will be brought down despite the Lifestealer's attempts to try and infest into him to keep him alive. Roshan's banner is still available and is there. Jackie just tanking through that tower damage as they know this 5 versus 4 is going to be nearly impossible. BKB still ready. Satanic back off of cooldown. Jackie can move forward. He will find this Life Stealer, frozen up by the ice spot, brought back to life by the Rubik Shore, but Mac is now trying to escape the fate of a cat. This bird will not stop flying in their faces. Enchantress to fall. It's 3 down. Barracks will follow. GG must be called. There is no way for Nemesis to come back into this. There has been no way for Nemesis to come back into this for the past 15 minutes, it feels like. What a performance from Glyph to put themselves in the grand finals of the close qualifier for Blast Slam number 7. They have made their way through this ragtag team put together with rejects and left behinds, coached by the former coach of Execration. And they are putting themselves in contention.
Steps back, right? In game number 2, they showed massive amounts of readjustment. They played better than Glyph did in that second game, but they had the same